All right, we're going to try something a little bit fun. I don't know if it's going to work. My voice has definitely changed. I mean, it's 9 years ago that I did this, and believe it or not, I did it one take. Just threw it together. I don't even know what possessed me to say the words that I did, but like anything else, sometimes I just blather and it works out. So let's see how this works out.
What have you been up to? I've been riding on a daydream.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
We want to thank RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding for sponsoring this video.
You don't maybe realize, our new viewers, that we weren't always in a house. We were actually in an RV, hence the name RVDaydream. But as soon as we got in this house, we knew we were going to get hold of Brooklyn Bedding and get ourselves another mattress for the home. Even though it all started off innocently enough in our RV. We were on the road for 3 years in our RV. We needed a mattress. And as the website indicates, if you click down in the link in the description, rvmattress.com, that is because we did a search for that and they came up. We chose their product, had it delivered. They have a 120-night sleep trial. I knew we couldn't go wrong with that. That's 4 months to try this thing out. And we didn't really know anything about them until then. They have a 10-year warranty on it. They're free shipping. But we found them to be one of the best comfortable mattresses that we've ever owned. And the quality that we get on our sleep's incredible. The thing is being in a fifth wheel, you would have to get it designed and cut and made specifically for your needs in your fifth wheel. Well, these things are designed in Arizona, and they make them in all different ways, all different manners, for cooling, for more heat, for whatever it is you need. More height, less height, more back support, less back support. Just talk with them. Again, the link will be in the description, and be rest assured the quality of this thing is really up there. It is not something you're going to get and be disappointed with. Again, you have a 120-night sleep trial to beat it up, but use the code down in the description and this web link, and you'll get 25% off. That is a special code set up for us, and that's on for the whole year. So whether you're in an RV like we see ourselves here, sitting, enjoying our mattress, or now we're in the home and still enjoying yet another Brooklyn Bedding product, be rest assured that you're going to get a very good product. Use the link in the description and get it for yourself. Oi, 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 oi. It's getting warmer, or it was warmer. Yesterday was 76. Can you believe that? Today's only like 70. My allergies are kicking up hard, though. I don't know if it's these leaves, which the leaves have gotten really, really pretty bad, but we still have a lot more to come down. The neighbor across the street's getting his, but Heidi, she's off today. I gotta get the leaf blower. Actually, I don't need to get the leaf blower. I need to get the little shop blower. Used to be the leaf blower that we used when we were in our RV. Check this out. This was a good thing to have all those years. I mean, it works really well. Considering how small it is, it does a pretty good job. So anyway, it's also a vacuum. You could use it as a vacuum. I need to just take and blow off the leaves from the front porch on some level, because Heidi's going to paint all the trim around the doors today, and she wants to start on the front steps. We've talked about this before, if you guys remember, and that's we don't like the fact that our front deck looks like exactly what I just said, a deck. We would rather it look like a porch. I had to fix this. I had to repair this stupid thing. The guy that did it, I mean, none of this was smoothed out. It hadn't been sanded. I mean, there was a lot going on there that was bad. So I replaced this board. Oh, and this board was warped, so this was a sway back handrail. So anyways, I had to fix that. Let me get the leaves off here, and it looks like I need to get this one ballast. Looks like I got a little crooked there, but and Heidi has the sand up here too. I forgot she filled in all these holes. She's gonna have to get her sander out. So Heidi decides she's gonna be painting today.
I think a lot of people are going to be painting today because the paint department at Home Depot was busy.
And ladybugs are everywhere. Yeah. We got so many ladybugs. You see that one flying around there. They're trying to find a place to go. So anyway, she's painting this. You barely reached that.
Oh, Bud's going to finish the rest.
Oh. So, anyways, Heidi's doing that. And I got all the leaves from away from the fence line and everything. I'm going to get out the mower real quick and run around in circles back here to get the leaves mulched up for the most part. We're trying to get rid of our shredder vac, and we got some people that's interested. Obviously, it's that time of year. We've never... Okay, let's say it this way. When we first got our very first house, that was what? We were young.
Yeah.
We just didn't know any better. Our house that you guys know about, the one over in Beloit, the one that we sold. When we first moved in, I was out there, trying to get all the leaves gathered, and Heidi was raking them up and putting them on a tarp, and we were dragging them back into the woods and putting them in the woods, and we were doing all kinds of every year. And then one day I got smart, and I realized you don't have to gather up the leaves. You just have to learn how to run them over a few times to get them to mulch up and just return back to earth, which is...
Oh, that was so long ago.
Yeah, that was a long time. The kids were little. They were tiny.
People used to, he would pile all the leaves up in, rows, and then he'd go bowling.
Yeah. I'd say, there you go.
Then he'd leave me in... I remember Dave come over with the tarp.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're dragging them to the woods.
Yeah, and then we did that. That's what we did every year after that.
Yeah. He says, I'll help you. He says, we'll get these real quick. And Dave was a nice neighbor.
Yeah, all our neighbors over there were pretty good.
Yeah.
Behind
us.
Yeah, behind us. And yeah, behind us, to be clear about that. The ones that were side of, always something goofy going on. So, the neighbors here, though, you don't hardly ever hear anything up from them. All right,
it's a quiet neighborhood.
It is quiet. You can hear. They have a lawn care service mowing down there. Almost everybody has lawn care services to take care of their lawns, except for these two houses here, and that's because Ruben, that lives in that house, that's kind of like a hobby to keep him busy. He loves going out there with his mower and mowing and edging and trimming. You can see, I don't know from here on the camera, it's probably not that good, but he keeps his and the neighbors, not so much, he does the neighbors about every 3 times after he's done the hedges. He keeps all his hedges trimmed, and everything edged and weed-eated. All right, I got to get to work. So Heidi enlisted help out here to get this done. I was approached about putting a paintbrush in my hand, and I told her that it doesn't fit. So there's a few things that don't fit my hands. Rakes, that's the other one. Rakes don't fit my hand. That's looking good. So Heidi's been out here painting quite a bit, and it definitely looks better. What do you guys think? Does it look more like a porch and less like a deck? She's, there's still a lot not painted, but she wanted to get one coat on everything that she could. But
especially this.
Yeah, the railing we're not so concerned about. We'll get it, but yeah, I think it looks better. I think it looks a lot better. All right, project number 626. Well, this is starting to get to be a habit. Ooh, I got a sign up say wet paint. I got a little bit of work to do, namely listening to the tones.
I think I have to turn that off. No, I think I already did. I'll know when I open the garage door. Oh, they listened to my orders, my request. Check that out. I told UPS they could leave it here without a signature if they put it back by the garage, and I didn't even know they did that. I should go ahead and give Amazon the code for our Amazon deliveries. They can put it right in the garage. I send them a code, and then it opens the garage door automatically for them. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying, you can see the forecast here. Today's wonderful for this time of year. I mean, way better than it should be. So 74, partly cloudy. There's a lot of sun out today. Yesterday was kind of like this, but it's slightly colder. Friday, no rain, but it's still warm. Look how warm that is, 75. Chance of rain Saturday. You see where it's starting, then thunderstorms, then rain. There's a lot of potential rain in the forecast there. Then you can see it starts getting cold. You know, we got a couple days in the 30s there. So, what's that mean for me? It means I got to open the garage door. I'm going to say the A word. Everybody close their ears. Open the garage door.
What's your voice code for garage door? Opening. Hang on.
So, I figured it'd be a good day to come out here and clean out the gutters. We cleaned up all the leaves. You know what? That's something I want to show you guys. I'm going to go to the front real quick here. Thought we were going in the garage, didn't you? Oh, man. I got a lot of editing to do, so I'm glad all that rain's coming. But unfortunately, we have... I should say unfortunately. I don't know why I do that. I mean, it's what I chose to do. So we've got 3 electric bikes coming, and I've got the solar panels and another power station to do. So whenever we mow the lawn or do the leaves, we always take and put the discharge for the mower towards our yard. That's the right thing to do. We go out in the street and we try to blow the leaves that are out in the street and the grass. We take the leaf blower and we blow it up in the yard. Then, after we blow them up in the yard, when I mow, I make sure that my passes that I'm making with the mower out here on this median strip, I'm blowing them towards the sidewalk. And then we take the leaf blower and we try to blow it into the yard. And then I go down and I mulch it. I mulch them all. I take and mulch all the leaves. Alright. So this guy across the street, he's got a 0 turn. He went out and bought it. And he blows all his leaves out in the freaking yard. Now, do you see all these leaves that are halfway in the street? I don't know if you can tell on this camera, but those leaves just came from today. He just blew all his leaves out in the street. Now here's the problem with that. There's a storm drain right at the corner. Where does he think all those leaves go to? All my life since I was a kid, the first time I recognized it was when I was a teenager, maybe about 14. That if I laid out in the sun, which you know that used to be a thing, we used to lay out and get a tan. And I used to tan very well. I was one of those people that could just lay out for a couple hours, get a burn, and then it all turned to tan. It wouldn't peel for like a week. And even then, if I continuously laid out in the sun, I would just keep on getting darker. Anyways, I'll pay for that one day, I'm sure. When I used to lay out in the sun, I would notice that when I would go back in the house, and even during the time that I was laying out in the sun, That, when I had my eyes closed and I was laying out in the sun, I could see little things move around when I moved my eyeballs around. What I'm referring to is what people call floaters in their eye. And I've got one now that I was just out there looking at the porch. And although there was a gnat that was flying around, I have a floater that always looks like a gnat that's in my eyesight somewhere. Oh, it's driving me nuts because I used to be real good about reacting to little bugs and stuff that might have been flying around. Now, I just ignore it, and it could be a gnat, or maybe it's actually that floater, because I can't necessarily tell right away off the top of my head like I would if before. So I have a solar panel, or I'm sorry, a power station that I am going to be sent tomorrow. That's coming FedEx. I got to do a review on that. But yeah, I have. I'm sorry. I only have 2 electric bike reviews. I have 3 electric bikes coming, but the third one I've negotiated a deal with them, and I'm glad. I'm kind of glad. It's the kind of stuff that you can do, I suppose. A lot of these companies, they need help with native speakers, and people that might be a little bit technical like me. At one point in time in my life, I used to, again, you guys have been with me for a while, I used to sit at a desk, and I was an ISO 9002 internal auditor, and I helped with a group of, I think there was 5 of us. I think there was 5 of us at the time. We all contributed to the SOP for the company. So we had to be very careful with our words and very precise with our words. And we were getting the company to be ISO certified so we could haul automotive freight legally, I guess you could say, because for any of the companies, Ford, Chrysler, GM, to be ISO certified themselves, their suppliers, including their service providers, which we were Expedited Truck Services, they had to be, all those people, all the support chain had to be certified also. So we got certified. And again, I was an internal auditor, and I helped with that SOP, write that SOP. They want me to go through and proofread for, funny thing is, grammatical, and grammatical's okay to some extent, but Saul, scene, that kind of thing, I've never been able to get real good with that. But yeah, punctuations, spelling, and then the grammar, they just want it to make pretty basic sense. I mean, the sample they sent me, they said, this is kind of what we want you to look at. And like the very first thing, I was looking at the itemized bike diagram showing all the different parts of the bike. And like here, I'll just say it this way. The place that you put air in your tire, they called it the valve mouth. You know what? I'm not saying anything because I'm sure if I tried to put English into Chinese, it'd be really bad. So the fact they're getting Chinese into English and it kind of half makes sense, good for them. But anyways, that's where the third bike's coming from. It's kind of just an exchange for some work. So let me put the tubes on my high-powered 765 CFM handheld leaf blower. I put the strap on it though because it's kind of hard to hold that thing and hold that tube because the battery, I've got the lawnmower battery on there. It's 10 amp hour. It thing's a beast. I don't have to. The battery it comes with is pretty good. It's just I put that big one on just because I didn't know how much I was going to be working out on the front the other day. There was rain in the forecast, so this morning at 9 in the morning, I came out and took the leaf blower and blew out all around the edges of the yard. And I had all these leaves. Let me rephrase that. I had the entire yard free of leaves. They were all mulched up, and it looked perfect. I did the front yard. I did on the other side of the fence too, and now look at it. Man, I mean, I know there's still a lot of leaves up there, but I was hoping to keep the yard free of leaves for this rain that's coming in. Man, well, and you can see the clouds are moving in, so the whole idea was I wanted to mulch and get the leaves taken care of so they weren't wet, because you guys know that have to handle leaves that whenever they're wet, they're a little bit more handle. So I had some paint left over. We were kind of pushing Heidi sort of hard with the paint deal, and these steps were supposed to get replaced, but I had paint left over, and I went ahead and I just hit those real quick. But our steps out front, they had one coat of paint on most of the steps. There was one part that didn't have any paint on it that we had to take care of, which I did because Heidi was getting off work late. She wanted to cook on the grill, found out that we didn't have propane anyways. But for the most part, there's a couple of things like the tops here, we could probably put another coat on. You can see where it's bare there that we didn't get, but the top of the steps are pretty much done, I think. It's nice. They got some sand in here. They're all taken care of. As far as you know, they've got some grit to them, so they're anti-slip. We were concerned about that, but man, I'll tell you what, it made a difference. We still don't like this porch overall, but it doesn't look so much like a deck anymore. So stepping outside, so we've got rain. We had rain. It's going to rain even more tomorrow, and I'm contemplating taking care of all these leaves. This is a tough call. Obviously, there's more leaves to go. Whoop-de-doo. But the thing is, I don't want these things soaking wet. And we had rain today. I think it's pretty much done. And we've got more rain to come tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain all day. Then we have frozen mix. So we got rain and whatever else may be mixed in there. I don't know how the mower will do with mulching this. And you can still see the leaves are still raining down. This is sad though. I mean, I just did all this just yesterday. Look at this. I mean, you can't even tell. Heidi says, don't even bother doing that on the other side of the fence, but I don't know. Well, I finished it, but the mower is a mess, which it was not before, and the yard over there is kind of muddy over in that corner, but all the leaves are taken care of. They're all mulched up. but you can see what expense. Oh man, it's really covered. I mean, I hope the leaf blower takes care of this. It's pretty bad. We'll see. We have done videos in the past on ice makers, and when we got into a home, we kept our ice maker. The other thing that we did was when we upgraded the kitchen, we did something a little bit different. I'll talk about that in a second, but you can see we still are water snobs even though we're in a house, and even though this is the best water that we've ever encountered except for in Alabama. There was one other place too, but I think it was the city water, maybe over in Clearwater, I think. I can't remember, but definitely this city water, we've tested it and it's awesome. The only thing is it has a slight chlorine taste, very, very slight. So we bought a filter system, a real cheap one that clamped onto the thing. Problem is when we upgraded our sink, we got that, so we can't put the filter on there. So now we're back to this until I can put in a single stage for chlorine taste water dispenser on the back and filter underneath. But I wanted to talk about this more than ever because we had a few people that asked us questions concerning this, and we never answered. So this is a FOTILE, Fotile. There's a couple different ones. One had a veggie rinse cycle on it, and I was like, nah, we don't need to rinse our veggies in there or anything like that. So this is just the standard one, I guess you could say. And you can see it just replaces your sink. Now, you're going to see a mess underneath here. And we have a garbage disposal too, a big 3/4 horse that I installed. But this is this is what you lose underneath your counter when you install this. And they have on the manuals and in online information what dimensions you need as far as how far away it needs to be from the backsplash, stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you that for just a couple of people, this thing is killer. I mean, it is really awesome. We didn't know how this was going to turn out, and the nice thing about it, it's small enough that you can run, just partial dishwasher loads, and it's no big deal. You got 3 different settings on here as far as time. There's a short cycle, which I think is 20 minutes, and then there's a 45-minute cycle, which we always run it on because the water gets a little hotter. And then another cycle that's longer. I think it's an hour. I honestly don't remember, but I think it's an hour. I thought I'd talk about it just because we had some people ask about it when we were first remodeling the kitchen, and we're limited in space, even though the thing's a disaster. I'll back up here. We're limited in space as far as the kitchen's concerned. So we were trying to imagine a portable dishwasher over there that has to be wheeled over and wheeled back every time it needs to be connected and disconnected and run. And we just didn't want to do that. But yeah, that's it's something that I didn't expect. I think it was a little costly, but I'll be honest, you're getting a dishwasher, and I'm going to stick my neck out here and make a prediction. If these are not already being installed in RVs, I think they will be. And I think that if we have an RV that has enough space in it, like our fifth wheel that we had, I think I might try to install this in a fifth wheel because it hooks up just like any other washing machine. You don't use hot water, which is kind of weird for a dishwasher. You do not hook it up to the hot water. It heats the water itself. And the electricity that it uses isn't real crazy. It's not a lot. So I think that this could be used in a bigger RV. I mean it seems a little funny, that you might want to have a dishwasher, but
it works. This thing works, and it doesn't use a lot of water. I kind of screwed up. I was getting ready to leave you guys without a shot of what it looks like inside. Sorry about that. But once this is done, when the cycle's finished, there's a little fan in there that blows air to help, and it does a pretty good job. What we found is, you can see it's still wet, like right here. We just open the lid and we'll leave it open for a couple hours at the most, and you know, but I mean, it's dry. This is dry. I can put this away now. There's just a few things in there that isn't. But anyways, when you close this, let me show you that. Now, you can peel this off. This is just a protective film. That's what it says back here. This stays on. This is kind of like a user guide, but we kind of like having the whole thing on there. It kind of protects it. You can see we nicked it putting something on here. And the other thing is, you got to be careful, because when you set stuff on here, you can turn it on. So make sure you don't set anything on here. But anyways, like now it's closed. See, it says head and handle. I can't lift it. It's not completely sealed. There's another, when you turn it on and you do start, there's like another process that happens, just barely, that it's sealed. But anyways, to open it, see, it just kind of lifts itself, and then once it's up, you need to lift it so that thing can retract back down in there. If you don't lift it up, it just pulls the lid closed again. But yeah, this thing, I mean, it's deep. This is pretty deep. I know this is really hard for me to show you on camera, and all this stuff comes out real easy. It just twists out, so you can clean the filter and all that's down there real easy, which I'm ashamed to say we've never cleaned anything down there. So far, it's not really needed it. You know, we rinse everything off down in the garbage disposal over here. This does have like a little macerator, though. It has its own little tiny garbage disposal. So anyways, that's the dishwasher now. You know, whenever we show video throughout our garage and that, people pick up little things that we have in the room or in the garage or in the driveway, and they ask about it. And this trike has been asked about quite a bit, so I thought I'd touch on it just briefly in this video. Yes, all my testing was done at the highest pedal assist setting, which is 3. This is a peak power 750 watt motor. It's basically rated for 500 constant, 48 volt. And because of the gear differential in the back, it actually gets up and goes pretty darn good, as you'll see here in a second. I was surprised by the speed, and again, it's because the differential, they can choose the gearing between the two sprockets to make it go either fast or torquey or in between. Now, in this case, they say the top speed's only about 16. Well, I got it up a little bit faster than that, and I really, tell you the truth, that's all the faster I'd want to go. Trikes are meant to be driven, enjoyed, and in this case, since it comes with all these free baskets, campground users, man, this would be perfect for going grocery shopping and running errands. So just outside of the park, if you have a short drive to go, or even inside the park. The one thing that I wanted to point out more than anything else is the ride was actually pretty smooth, considering there's no rear suspension. The front shocks did a good job. It does have semi-fat tires on it. They're not 4-inch, tires, but they're 3-inch wide tires, which do a great job. The lighting on this is really good. I was, surprised that something that has turn signals and brake lights and all that wasn't just gimmicky. I mean, the lights actually produce some brightness, as you can kind of see here is twilight. And of course, the headlight was really good. It not only shines out, but it has an area that shines down, which is something you usually have to compromise with bikes. You can't get best of both worlds. But this does fold up. So again, RV use, just remember that even though it folds, it's still the same size. It's just a different shape. So that shape may come in handy when you're trying to get it in something that's a little bit tough of an area. that, for something that don't fold. So if you want to know more about this, go back and check out our previous video on it. We did a full video, full review video on it. But I really like this. And again, just wanted to touch base because we had so many people asking questions. And of course, the links will be down in the description below too.
Good morning, YouTube. It's a new day. It's a new life. Oh no, that's not it. It's a breezy day. Oh, they're pick up the healthcare worker that works at that lady's house. She don't have a ride, so they just pull in the driveway and blow the horn. Man, the leaves, it's just like a never-ending battle, huh? I'm staying ahead of it though, so that's good. We've got no rain, and today's 54, I think, the high. Maybe a little warmer. Anyways, we have a few days in the 50s, and no rain for those days. So I think what I'll do is let the rest of the leaves fall, hopefully, before the rain, and yeah, I'll have to run everything again. Hey. Okay, so somebody said, you can edit that out. Yes, I know I can edit it out. And that's me turning on my garage lights. I'm not going to turn them on right now, though. I've got a lot of work to do. I just think it's kind of fun. And I know they weren't being serious with what they said so much. Every time I say the ALEXA word, to turn on my devices or turn them off, they said, "Oh my God, all my stuff at the house is going crazy." And then they went on to say, you can edit this stuff out. You could edit that word out. And I know. And I even replied that way. I just kind of like the idea that I can be on your TV or your computer or whatever that you're watching me on, and just interact with you on another level. Even though it's funny, some people probably think it's annoying. Just I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's funny. I have to. I got another bike I got to do a review on, and somebody said you should change your channel to e-bike reviews RVDaydream, which I'll be honest, that's not a bad idea, but we may have to reorganize. Tell you the truth, might have to reorganize the channel at some point. It's just what we're doing right now. So, and the channel's kind of morphing in that direction. Even though we talked about an RV just recently with a gentleman. It probably wasn't what we wanted, so we didn't go with it. And it was definitely different than anything that you might imagine. We're still contemplating which way we want to go. We still have some irons in the fire with other stuff going on, but this guy had a motorhome. Yeah, that's right. I said a motorhome. Not only that, but it was a you're going to love this. It was a Class A diesel pusher, and I'm not a big diesel guy at all, but it's unique. And I don't know if you guys in this area saw it on Facebook Marketplace, but it's got a unique story to it that it was purchased by a company for some sort of demonstration. And when they got it, even though it's like a 2006, I can't remember what year it was now, they had it wrapped professionally with the company stuff. So that wrap has been on it the whole time. So the exterior, they peeled the wrap off, and it's got pretty much a factory finish on it. Not only that, but it hardly has any hours on it, or drive time, I should say, on it, because it just sat, as you might, think that a rolling billboard would. It got used very little. Now we know that could be a problem, but it looked really nice. We thought about it. We just thought about it. Let's just say that. So, what do I have to do today as far as reorganizing? Well, sorry. I also have to finish up a review for a power station. By now, you've guys seen a couple of videos that I've posted on some reviews that we did. I I have another bike being delivered today that I have to sign for. I hate when I've got to sign for them, but I get it. I've got some other stuff in the works too. But let's talk about today and this. We had very little snow the other day. Our son took a trip up to Lakewood, Ohio, and he stayed the night in a hotel up there. He had a show that he had to do, and he said, yeah, I got like 3 inches of snow up there, which the snow bands lined up, and even places south of us got more snow than we did. It just so happened it moved around us. We got very, very little. What I need to do, as far as what I was talking about organizing the driveway, is we're running into a problem where, I'll just show you. Our son's car, we had him parking in the side yard, and we thought it was just going to be temporary. Well, it became permanent for the most part, and the issue that comes with that is you can see what it did to the yard. It's all rutted up real bad there. So we need that grass to recover as best as possible. So we told him, don't park in the side yard anymore. Again, just to rehash this fence line that I'm currently standing at, this gate that I'm currently standing on, it's going to be moved from where I'm at now out further out in between the this window, and the edge, the beginning of the porch coming from this direction, the edge there. So in that brick area between the window and the opening for the porch is where the new fence line's going to be, and the gate. That way we put this door behind the fence. Basically, that's not going to happen before winter. I don't think. There's a slight chance. Heidi talked about it the other day. She said, when are we going to move that fence? It's not crazy. It's just pulling out, taking off these panels, and then pulling out. I just realized something. She asked, she goes, why can't we make a sliding gate? And I said, it's because the two gate section is too big to be slid. We don't have a section for it to hide behind, going this way. But we do this way. This section of fence is, I think, the same size as this. We might have ourselves a new project. Yeah, I'll have to see how that goes. We might do that. That would not be a bad idea. Okay, getting sidetracked. So we know that most likely the gate project, especially the sliding gate project I just talked about, is not going to be finished anytime soon. But what I need to do is take the trailer here, find a place for it. Anyways, move the trailer and then park the truck there. I think that'd probably be a good idea because the truck is would be out of the way. Of course, I'm sure the grass would suffer, but we are going into winter, and I'm not driving in and out. I hardly drive the truck at all, although I've got to drive it today. All right, so Heidi had a project for me. Now, here's what they went and picked these up. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with it. But Heidi said, I'm getting them. I'm gonna go get them regardless if you want it or not. So they were free. Thing is, I haven't worked on this crap for so long. I don't have any parts for them anymore. So I'm gonna have to find parts. You can see this one here, I'm going to have to pull the engine off. I got to probably well, I don't know. I might have to split the case. But here's one thing that neither one of them know. And it used to be the same. And I don't know if it is anymore, but this style of moped, they're the same. They're the same moped. Pook made both of them. This one's a Swinger by Penny's. But if you look this single tube design and see how there's no rear shocks on this or anything. Let's go look at this one out here. This is essentially the same, but it's not the solid, what they call what Harleys are, hardtails. This one has shocks on the back. But see how it's got that single tube design? It has that same single tank. Now what she don't know and Bud don't know is that back whenever I was into mopeds in 2000 and whatever, go check that out on our Fox Boss 9 channel. Wow, that was weird. What they don't know is that these bikes, when they were customized, were selling for $1,200 on Moped Army. How about that?
That's cool.
Yeah, what they do is in this case, that one's a little bit harder to mess with because it has the rear shocks on it. Believe it or not, this one here is the one that would sell for more. Thing is, they're so hard to, and you got to have parts for them. You have to have all the parts available for them. That's why, if you go back and look, we only essentially had mopeds that were absolutely complete in every way. And people just happened to park them, and they drove and rode fine until they parked them. That's when we would go buy them. So I didn't have to buy any parts. Whenever they're like this, like in this case, this one here, this one's going to be rough. This one's going to be really tough to recover because it needs a piston, possibly. Let me look here. They've got the cylinder out. Well, there's a bit of a scuff. I know you guys can't see this on camera necessarily, but yeah, there's a scuff there. It's not scorched though. Let me look at the piston. Oh, it needs new piston. That's not a big deal, but you can see that the grooves in the top of the piston, somebody ran it the wrong way or something. This is actually the head gasket. This one here is more complete. But yeah, we used to have mopeds. If you guys go back and look at those videos, yeah, we had a ton of mopeds, and it was back when gas prices back in '08 was really outrageous. Yeah, I mean, I get it. We could do it again, but they make all kinds of different saddles for these. Although that one's in pretty good shape.
Both of them actually looks like the seats are in pretty decent shape.
Yeah.
Considering how old they are.
If I had a choice between, if I had to completely rebuild, it would actually be for this one if we customized it. I kind of graduated into the electric stuff, so that's why there's an electric bike sitting there in a box, and there's an electric bike sitting there in a box, and there's probably 15 electric bikes in the basement. But yeah, I just have to, when I work on this stuff, I have to switch gears entirely. I mean, I don't have a lift table anymore, so now I'm down on my knees working on them all the time. Hey.
Oh well.
I don't know. Oh. Heidi don't want to park my truck, and it's out here leaking in the driveway.
I didn't take me long to get it out of it.
Oh, that's good.
I was pretty impressed with myself.
All right, let me.
I'm spoiled with cameras.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Unfortunately, I bet you the truck we get will be just like what we had.
Yeah, for sure.
All those cameras were so handy. It's not that I used them to help get real close to stuff and navigate some really tight spots, but Heidi used it to become a truck driving expert. I mean, she would drive that big truck everywhere and not have a problem because of all the cameras. So there's something to be said if you guys, your significant other doesn't really like to drive big trucks or something. If you get one like the Fords with the Sync 3 system that has the 360-degree camera, you can navigate some pretty, it came in so handy just pulling into campgrounds and that.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me put this away and let Heidi. But she hasn't. She got off work and immediately left. So
I gotta cook dinner.
I don't know about this project thing. I have a feeling I'm going to abandon it. I did get this accomplished though. Oh, you know what? I thought I pulled that truck way further up. I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing because I had the lights on. It was late. I could walk around if I need to get to the hood. Maybe that's why I left it. So anyways, I did accomplish though where he can park here. You could look, that's even with that drip pan there. This is just sitting the amount of time that I shot that video in the dark last night. And we unloaded the mopeds. I didn't unload them actually. Our son did. And I bet you there's a bunch in the driveway. It's not too bad. There's one out there. Hey, so today is, I don't know, currently it's like 51 degrees. Yes, Sully, I have my baggie on, or some version of the baggie. Hey, everybody covers their ears. Oh, turn on garage light. So as you can see, I kind of got a lot to get straightened up here. I have to finish out the review on that small power station and the solar panel that goes with it. I love those. I love whenever we get a good variety. I mean, we go from these big giant power stations, which there's one over there somewhere, to the smaller, more portable ones. And I mean, if you guys are shopping for power stations, there's definitely a pretty good selection coming through. So there's a few companies we like to deal with, and every once in a while we'll dabble in somebody new just to see who what it's like. And that's the e-bike that's there. I'm interested to see what's in there. This is like an introductory product for them, sort of, and it's a beast. Now, Ingway, awesome company. We love Ingway. This is not going to be a review. You guys may see the bike, but guess what? It's going to look just like the bike that Heidi already has. It's our favorite. I need to do what I was talking about, but more importantly, I've got to do the leaves today because I think we're pretty good here. The leaves are pretty fallen at this point, let's just say that. And I think this will be the last one. God, I don't know though. It's really hard to tell with these trees. Some of these trees hang on to these leaves longer, like that one back there. So let me get on a tangent that has to do with leaf blowing and an article that I had read the other day that had to do with some kind of a green earth vlog or blog or magazine or something that was written by some, I'm going to say girl. I don't even know how old she is. I guarantee it's a girl. She probably just learned that this is the reason. And now she wants to make a difference in the world by putting out an article and talking about how bad it is. Listen, what I'm talking about is they were wanting to promote the banning of all gas-powered leaf blowers. Now, the article started off trying to shock you by saying that the amount of fumes that are put out, the amount of bad CO2 that is put out by running a leaf blower for an hour is equal to a Toyota Prius driving from LA to Denver. What's that mean?
The best car out there that most people can afford, a hybrid that is a gas and electric vehicle, puts out very little fumes. However, even putting out very little fumes, it's nothing compared to the nasty gas leaf blower. And they should be banned.
And then she went on to say which states are already banning some form of leaf blowers, and other states that have blocked bans by local authorities or local municipalities, stuff like that, from banning in their state. Listen, two-strokes are nasty and they stink and they put out a lot of fumes. Then she went on to talk about how
oh, the earth is actually not meant necessarily to have those kind of things be done to it, because nature allows the leaves to fall and blanket the earth in a nice warm blanket, and the leaves naturally break down and they reapply much needed nutrients in the ground for future growth. And
Just on and on and on. Okay, then, lady, I'm going to tell you right now. If you're talking about something as stupid as that, and how that is going to affect the earth in general, and the carbon footprint in general, and all the bad stuff that is involved with cleaning up your lawn, then I should be able to go over to your house and I should see grass that's this tall in the front yard. I should see a dirty car. I should see a dirty house. I should see unshaven legs. I should see that your armpits are just as hairy as mine. And you better not be wearing any makeup either. Because all those things humans impact the earth doing. And your lawn don't get cut with anything that is not providing some sort of a carbon footprint that is pretty substantial. I don't care if you have a battery powered mower, even like we do. I'm not against green. We have a battery powered mower. We have a battery powered leaf blower. But that's not the idea. The idea is that she's trying to force this on other people and say, don't clean up your leaves. Well, then don't mow your lawn. Don't string trim. Do not pressure wash your house. Do not take your car to the car wash. Shouldn't even have a car. You better not be shaving your legs, because the water that's involved and the plastic that's used in the razors, all that stuff. You could go on and on. Listen, if you want to leave leaves on the ground, that's fine for you. But the whole idea is, the reason we clean up the leaves, there's other reasons. And I have one beneficial one that definitely makes a difference. We're in an urban environment in our case. It'd be different if I lived out in the middle of nowhere and I had 25 acres and 5 of those acres was finished mowing, a really nice lawn that needed to be manicured so it looked good from the road. And I had all kinds of trees. And then once a year, I would spend 5 hours cleaning up leaves. I get it. I get it. That's a lot of work to be done. But that's their choice. But in an urban environment, here, the leaves, if they get out of control, first of all, they're going to harbor some sort of, not only insects, which she talked about. The leaves protect snails and bugs. Listen, we pay to have our house sprayed for bugs. And as far as rodents and stuff like that, I don't want them burrowing around my house. And that's what happens. These leaves gather up in the weirdest of places. Not only that, but these leaves that do leave the property or have dropped out onto the sidewalks and the streets make their way into the sewers of the city, the storm drains, and then you have flooding, you have damage. You could have your basements back up. You have the city coming out with big vacuum trucks that use a lot more than any leaf blower, and now they're out there vacuuming out the storm drains. They're pressure washing out the storm drains to keep them free and clear. So don't come to me about, oh, you guys, we should ban leaf blowers. No, we shouldn't ban leaf blowers. Let the people do what they want to do. They're not out there just starting fires to start fires. You know what they're doing? They're trying to make their house, their home, look better for the neighborhood. And she talks about the noise pollution of a leaf blower, how noisy they are and how it's polluting the air with noise. I agree, noise pollution is a thing. But you know what else? So is just plain old pollution and having your house look like crap. How is that going to help anybody? Our economy will fall apart if nobody got to the point where they're not cleaning up around their house because they're afraid to offend a person running a string trimmer that they can afford. These electric string trimmers and leaf blowers are way more expensive than the gas-powered ones. But they're getting what they can afford. And they're mowing their lawns, they're string trimming their lawns, they're cleaning them up, they're leaf blowing their lawns, they're keeping their property clean, they're keeping it looking nice, appealing, curb appeal. that does the whole neighborhood good, that keeps property values up, and doesn't make it look like it's a junky mess. You know, what about all the leaves that lay on the ground and stain the concrete and stain your steps, your porches, your decks? You know, all that now has to be cleaned up somehow. So, poor article, horrible article. All right, let me get to work. Apparently, they didn't vacuum up the grass or the leaves, and I saw them blowing leaves over onto our property. How nice of them. Whatever. That's what you get when what you pay for. So I got to get this cleaned up. This is an attachment that's built specifically for this leaf blower. And I'll have to say that these people, they did a pretty good job with all this stuff. So this is, of course, the tube that you stick in your gutter. As you can tell by the scuffs, maybe. I know that the light coming in kind of screws with you, but yeah, these things just screw together like big Legos, or I want to be Legos. So what would that be? Tinker Toys? I think Tinker Toys had some things that you screw together. You do have to make it kind of snug. If not, it won't. It likes to back out because the wind that's being forced through there is pretty great. But yeah, this thing, I mean, it gets really long. Kind of reminds me of that joke. This will be inappropriate. So Adam and Eve were in the garden, just have been created, and Eve had accidentally excited Adam, and Adam told Eve, "Step back, I don't know how big this thing gets." But anyways, the nose cone pulls off, the one that you would use, you know, for normal. And then you have this cone. But I'll put this on the thing first. Oh, it's noon. Church says it's noon. Actually, 11:58. For some reason we gained a minute. I'm not sure why there. It used to be that was, there we go. Yep, and that's it. See that? Now I gotta, like I said, I put a strap on this time because I got this heavy battery on here. Doink, doink, doink. And it gets tired and holding it after a while. Boom! Alright, let me go to work. Heidi home with my lunch. This is one of the disadvantages of her working so close.
Right.
Well, I had full intentions of starting on work out here because, like Heidi said in the last video, if we've got space, we'll find a way to fill it. And we're already starting to fill it. You know what I'm going to do? I should have done it when the mower was out. I'm going to take some bricks and set them over there where the, maybe I'll just take some of these decorative rocks. I'm going to put them over there where those holes are. I know there's raccoons coming in over there. There was 2 or 3, and they're big because they have their winter coat on and everything now. And man, they just, I don't know. I have seen, I mean, in my lifetime, I have seen 3 rabid raccoons. Like, middle of the day, middle of the summer, coming home from work one time. This when Heidi and I first got married, before we had kids. And here's this raccoon at the end of our driveway, just in the street, like walking around in circles. So that was like the second time I seen rabid raccoon. Before that, it was whenever I was just out of high school, at my mom and stepdad's place out in the country. The people that lived behind us, you know, it's kind of the back of our field, and to the side of us, they had one that was in the corner of their shed. Just I don't even know how to describe it. When they get rabid, their brains get all weird and crap, and it was just doing some dumb stuff. And it was growling and crap. Anyways, they killed it. They did shoot it. They had a gun. And then I saw another one whenever we were living in our house that we did. The guy that lived behind us, he had one show up. Now, I've never seen any other rabid animals in my lifetime, And it's funny that I've seen plenty of, deer and squirrels and groundhogs. God, we had so many groundhogs where we used to live. They were everywhere. And chipmunks and stuff like that. And as far as the bigger animals, the groundhogs, the squirrels, the possums, stuff like that, I've never seen a possum. I don't even know if possums can get rabies. Actually, believe it or not, possums, even though they look really disgusting, they're probably one of the cleanest out there. They said, anyways, getting back to what I was saying, our grandson, 4 years old, inquisitive, might be out here playing, and like I had said in the previous video a while back, last thing I want is for a rabid raccoon to come out and be in the backyard, and us realizing he's safe back here for the most part, and him going up to try to pet a funny looking cat, because they have a cat, and here it's a rabid raccoon that bites him. It's just one of those things. So that's why I really don't want them around. I really don't. The raccoons, not our grandson. That's why I don't want any of the raccoons floating through here. The heck? I didn't think there was that many leaves on the tree still. I even spared myself and didn't do anything yesterday. I just blew some leaves around from the edges, and man, I know this tree still has a lot of leaves on it, and I was willing to compromise, and I already cleaned out the gutters, and this is like the 4th time I cleaned out the gutters, and it's going to be like the 3rd or 4th time that I've mulched up the leaves. That's okay. I'm all right with, because I've been staying up with it. That's the best part. Got the air conditioner cover on there. So yeah, I gotta get gas. I know that I've got to be low on this mower now because I haven't filled it up, and it's a huge tank on there, but I haven't filled it up for a little while. So let me grab the gas can, hop in the truck, go get some gas. And that's not really what I wanted to do. I don't think there's enough gas in these units here that I could siphon it out and make a difference. I do have a siphon, but it's so little. There's so little gas in them. It's just not enough. It'd be different if I had a huge tank. Even the truck don't have a lot of gas in it, so I can't take it out of there. Go to the gas station. Oh, I think this will be short-lived. I didn't take the leaf blower through the edges this time like I normally do. I just wanted to get the majority of it up, because I have a feeling I'm going to be doing it again. There's just too many leaves on the trees. But you can, if you run it over the right way, you can mulch this up. You see, it does a good job. Not bad. I've been mowing lawns for so long. Like anybody, it's a homeowner, I guess, that you get a certain rhythm about things. You see there, see how it's nice and light in the middle? It's just all the leaves mulched up. So it's good for now. It's a real shame. I'm telling you, I've mentioned it before, but I bet you this house was a very nice house back in the 70s and 80s. Don't get me wrong, it's in pretty good shape now, but it just looks like it's all put together. It's got nice decorative shutters on the sides more than the rear. It's got that, it looks like an added on room, kind of like a patio room with vertical blinds. Looks like it was all done at the same time. The gutters are nice and neat. The landscaping's nice. It's just decent. Coming over here, you could see they had like a built-in grill. Look at that. It's just a nice looking house. And I don't think anybody lives there. There was a lady that was there when we first moved in, but I think that was her mom's place. I think her mom passed away, and I don't know all the details. And then this place over here, this ain't a bad house. It's not, nothing to write home about, but it's very nice. It's pretty decent. They got a good size, side yard here, and I don't know. It's just a shame. You know what? The reason that these houses are here is because, it's just the area. It's just so inexpensive. You can have a house and you can live in it and just don't make any repairs. Let it depreciate on its own, or you can keep the house and kind of maintain it. Not live in it. We could do that with this. I mean, that's one of the things that we were doing. We own this free and clear. I mean, we own the house, we own the property, we own it. We could just leave this set. I mean, we literally could make the utilities, bare to the point where we turn off all the electric inside, except for, when I say turn off the electric, I mean make it to where we only run some internet and some cameras. And then, of course, our heating and cooling, we set the heat really low, in the 50s. Probably, I would think about 50. And then the air in the summer, we set real low, or let's say we set it high. We set the temperature high to where it stays at about 77 inside. And we just pay the taxes, which the taxes are hardly anything. And, the water and sewer, the trash, I talked about that before. It's only $55 a month for water, sewer, and water, sewer, and trash. So I would think that if we wanted to, we could own this house, have this house just sitting here for us to use at our disposal for, just to play it safe, I'll say $200 a month. So for $200 a month, we could just leave the house set. Well, I think that's what these people are doing back here. I think that the estate of the person that lived there was enough that, I mean, think about it. Their houses are smaller than ours. For $200 a month, they can, what's that? That's $2,400 a year just to have a house. Well, that's worth it, I guess. It's another option. Plus, I mean, for storage reasons, what if we just stored stuff here? Anyways, I just find it's a shame that house sits there empty. I got so much to do. Have you ever been in that situation that you have so much to do you don't want to start because there's no quick and easy way out of it? I do have a video that's uploading. I just posted a video this morning. Of course, you guys have already seen those. And I have another video that I've captured. I have another video that I'm halfway through capturing. And I have another video that I have to completely start. And I have to edit some manuals. And Heidi's working a long day today. I hate when she has to do that. She's open to close. She went in at about, 10 till 7. And she won't get out of there till like 9:30 tonight. So that's a hard time on her. Especially when she gets up tomorrow morning at 7 again or 6:30 to make it to work by 7. That's the toughest for her. Hopefully that won't be much of an issue after a short amount of time. We're figuring it out. It's funny because most people at this stage of their lives, they know where they want to live. They know that they live somewhere. They know an area that they want to stay in. They know what they want to do. And quite honestly, we don't have a definite direction. You know what? I would hope that somebody would contact us out of the blue that we didn't expect and say, listen, I have a project that you two would be perfect for, and we want to hire you and pay you to come live here in this area and do this project for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, depending on how much money it is and where it's at. Obviously, money's a driving factor, but it's not everything. Heidi and I have never been rich. We have been pretty poor at times, especially when we were pregnant with our daughter, and then even with our son after that, just struggling day to day. Not to the point where we had to ask our parents for help, but I remember one time my dad, handed Heidi like $100 bill one time. And that meant the world to us, tell you the truth. And we didn't ask for it. It's just he said he had it, and he knew that sometimes things get tough. Young families when they're young, and that meant a lot to us. And since then, we've kind of wanted to do the same for our kids as much as possible, because when you're young, it's a whole different story. Don't get me wrong. Money's still money, regardless of how much it is and who has it. But there's certain things that we've learned over the years that it's made it a little bit easier for ourselves, and we want to kind of pass it on to our kids. I'll tell you the one thing that is probably the biggest lesson that we learned is, all your life is at least for me. This is the way I see it. You want something when you're a kid, and your parents are like, nope, can't have that, can't afford it. Nope, can't have it, you're not old enough. Nope, it's too dangerous. And then you get to be a teenager and you start making your own money, and you buy a few things, and it's always like, man, I wish I just, I need to work a little harder, wish I had a little bit more money. I'd get and buy something, and it's like, oh God, if I just had a little bit more money, I could buy something a little nicer. And sure, I like the car that I bought, but man, I'd like to have a nicer car, and I'd love to have a new car. And I mean, it's like there's always something that you're trying to obtain that's a little bit more. And that rabbit hole will put you in the poorhouse if you don't watch it, especially when you realize one day that you actually have credit. And man, they're willing to give you the money that you want for that nice thing that you've been dreaming about or talking about at that time. And then with that comes other stuff to make it to where you want more and you get more credit. And man, I'll tell you, that's a tough, like I said, that's a rabbit hole. That's not even a rabbit hole, that's quicksand. And you can really get yourself tied up to where all you're doing is working to pay your monthly bill, and you're just making other people rich. You're satisfying your short-term, what's that called, gratification, that, I want it, and I got it. And the problem is now you have to go work harder, work longer, change jobs, get more money. And now the time that you are spending at work trying to earn this money to pay off those things, you now really yearn for those same gratification, that instant gratification, that self-gratification of having something, buying something. You're trying to make yourself feel worthy about you going to work all week long, and you get off work, it's like, well, gosh darn it, I don't care if I don't have the money for it. I'm going to go buy me a motorcycle so when I get off work, I can hop on that thing and I can ride. I can go riding my hours, the time that I have off or whatever it may be. Like in my case, it was never a motorcycle. It was cars and drag racing or street racing and bowling. I'd go out and buy a new bowling ball and then join another league. And, next thing I know, I'm on 3 leagues and I'm doing tournaments during the summer, I'm out street racing and I'm buying crap for cars and I'm breaking cars and I'm getting tickets and spending gas money. And, you're doing all that because when, you go to work, all you can think about is your leisure time and what you want to do during your leisure time. And here, the whole reason you don't have that much leisure time is because you have to go to work because you spent money to give yourself self-gratification, other ways as far as buying stuff. So it's a vicious circle. I'll tell you, it's a vicious, really bad. So that's a definite lesson that I would have to say that if I could pass on, if I could just do the Spock mind meld to my kids and let them see what it's like to not be in that kind of debt and not owe anybody and know that you have to just to know the feeling of what it's like to hold yourself back, restrain yourself, stick with something that maybe you don't necessarily love, but it'll get you by, and learn to live with what you have instead of desiring something that is going to put you in the hole and cost you a lot of money and a lot of time of your life to pay that back. So, all right, enough Dave Ramsey or whatever. I think I watched one clip of his, and I don't know, it seems like a lot of common sense to me. So I mean, don't get me wrong, he's financial expert, I'm sure, on some level that far exceeds anything that I can do, but I mean, there's a lot of common sense that goes along with it. It's don't spend what you don't have, and only buy what you can afford, and try to do it without credit. Or in our case, I did learn one lesson from somebody, and it may even been him. If you get enough low enough interest rate on something, use the bank's money. Don't use your money. And we've done that. We've had to where we've had plenty of cash to buy something outright, and instead we went ahead and just got a very low interest loan and used that money instead. Or we have put it on a low interest or zero interest credit card. That's something that we do. Like, we will do that. We have some credit cards that have 0% interest on them for 6 months to a year, and depending on the purchase. And we will actually, even though we have the money in the bank to buy whatever it may be, we will put that kind of a charge on that card and then pay it back over a period of time, keeping that cash in our account. I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't have enough. It's not like we have millions in the bank and we're just living off all this interest. But again, when did this turn into a financial seminar? Before I go back in here and do some work, somebody had asked me about this. What's this QR code on your garage door? All right. As part of this camera system with this little monitor flashing light thing there, I bought a new garage door opener, and it's a smart garage door opener. It's smart. You should be able to hook it up to your Alexa. We all know that. I'm not going to say that word. Or your Siri or whatever, the Google thing, whatever. Anyways, and you should be able to, through your phone, through an app, get this thing to open and close. All right. For whatever reason, I could not make that thing work. I mean, it would not link up to the internet. I did everything that I was supposed to exactly by the book. And then I did a bunch of stuff that wasn't by the book. I was trying to, unplug it, plug it back in, reset. I mean, doing all kinds of stupid stuff. come to the conclusion that, all right, I guess the thing just don't work because it's not syncing to the phone. It's not syncing to the internet. It's not doing anything. So I'm going to have to go, and since I already have a lot of Wise camera stuff already, that's who I go through is Wise. I really like their stuff. And we've had Wise stuff going way back when we had our old house, way back. I mean, when Wise first came out, we were one of the early people to beta everything. And I was very happy with it right away. I was shocked that you could get a camera system that you could monitor your house and it would send you alerts of stuff that was going on and you didn't have to pay a subscription fee. I thought that was awesome because every other place is want to charge you like $100 a month or something for, you know, some kind of monitoring. Well, anyways, moving forward, when we got into this house, of course, we had Wise cameras from the RV, which we used the whole time when we were traveling. The cameras, these cameras here specifically, like this one here, I don't know what it says on the back of it, or the bottom or the side, I don't know. But this is one of the cameras that I used for the RV. We had like 3 of them. We put one on the kingpin or the hitch of the RV. I had one in the window, one on the back window, and it was nice. It's nice to have. Middle of the night, you could just flip it on, or you could leave it on. You could just look at what's going on around your RV without getting up and actually looking. Plus, it would alert you to stuff too. If there was a pet on the porch, a cat, you know, on your patio, anything, people. So, since the garage door opener was smart and it wasn't working for whatever reason, they also make a system that comes with a camera and this thing here that will hook into a garage door with just a couple of leads. And basically, it will open and close the garage door for you. And the way it knows if it's open or closed is when the camera sees the QR code. It knows at that point in time that it's, you know, either open or closed. So yeah, it's that's what it's for. But I like their systems. They do a good job with them. You know, not everything's a you know, home run out of the park. Some of them are just okay. But these little square cameras, I think these are called V3 cams or V2 cams. I can't remember. They're just magnetic. They just stick up there. You plug them in and they're weatherproof. They've got infrared at night, automatic switch. They've got audio. They can hear me. I can speak through them. They have sirens in them if you want to do that. I mean, they work really well. So. All right, that's enough. I gotta go in. Good morning, YouTube. Hope Heidi has Kleenex out here. Oy. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this out. Turn off basement light. So, oh, it's Ohio. My God, this is the first time I've been outside for 5 days. I think this is the first time I've been outside for 5 days or 6 days, except to get the mail.
You're not closing the gate?
Oh, yeah, I do need to close the gate. So I had the A-word start the car today. Before I got in it. Boy, it seems weird being outside.
Alexa don't know how to...
You can't say that word.
Well, she don't know how to set our thermostat on her car, so it was in the 60s.
That's not... I don't think she has a thing that
so
does that.
Maybe she don't know, because usually...
No, the car, I
set
think that's
at
part
like
of the car.
80.
That's part of the car's startup.
I mean, you can set it with heat.
No, that's what I'm saying. The car, you know what I'm saying? Like if I turn this knob and push this button or whatever, it don't care how it got started. I don't know, maybe I need to relook at that. So, we haven't given it up. First of all, everybody welcome Heidi to the channel. You have Kleenex in here?
Yeah, there's a box of Kleenex somewhere. Obviously, I can't reach them, so. Bud got them for me last time.
Oh, they're there. Okay. So, I already know I'm gonna need them at some point.
I've been working like 60. I worked 66 hours last week. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. She's
Somebody
the boss.
wants to work.
It's a whole different ball game than it used to be, but
Well, I don't have access to everything that I should have access to because the old manager is still the manager, even though he's in Alabama. So once I get access to the actual hiring for advance, I have, I'm sure, applicants in there that actually applied for Advance Auto Parts that want to come and work for Advance Auto Parts. The people that apply on Indeed, maybe they're collecting unemployment and they're just collecting unemployment.
yeah, you don't. The day for you guys that don't know this, days have gone by long ago that you walk in the store and say, "Can I have an application?" and you get a piece of paper, and you either fill it out there, or you take it to your car and fill it out, and then you turn it back into the boss, and at that point the boss does something. It don't work that way anymore. It's all online.
Yeah.
Everything's online. It's been like that for years. So today's Heidi's one. Well,
It's my only day off this week.
yeah.
I mean, I work Thursday. I work 7 to noon, but nonetheless, that's not a day off.
Yeah, and since it's Ohio, I've been sick. I can't shake this. I was getting really good, and I thought everything was okay, and I went and mowed took care of the leaves for like the third time in the week, and for whatever reason, something to do with a little bit of the nip that was in the air because I was a little chilly, and the dust, just the dust from all the leaves in that, something caused all this. So now I just blow my nose and cough and spit stuff up, and ugh. It's been like that for I don't know how many days.
Week.
Yeah.
It's been every other week.
There's something to be said about why old people go to Florida for the winter. I mean, my joints ache more up here. The air is so dry. It just seems weird.
I always think that if I was down south with the job that I have, if I would actually feel worse or better.
Yeah, it's hard to
I
say.
mean, you don't know. I don't know. You freeze here and you sweat there, and I'm talking inside buildings.
Well, you noticed that some of those that we went into, remember the windows were all
Yeah.
wet because
Yeah.
it's so cold inside?
Not Advance.
Yeah, sure. So, what we're doing today, I still have reviews that need to be done. Heidi's part of a couple of those reviews. We have a meeting that we're supposed to have done with somebody over in China. We haven't been able to do a video conference with them. We've been trying to find a time to talk with Jesse, and not Jesse that lives local here, Jesse from EasyCom, and we just can't get our ducks in a row. I have stuff being delivered tomorrow. I have stuff being delivered later in the week. It's a handful. It's just a real handful, all this. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Why isn't that on? Because there's no cable to it. Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's right here.
Huh.
It's lit up. Yeah.
Maybe push a button on there. Maybe that's it. Oh, it beeps, so it's on.
Okay. It was just a
We're
standby.
yeah, just looking at the dash cam here. So, let's get to what we're doing today. Something recreational for right now. Heidi has her cricket stuff all laid out on the table in there, and she wants to get doing Christmas cards for everyone. But in the meantime, we were watching a video last night, and I said, boy, it'd be nice to have some pie. I wouldn't mind having a pie. I just want it on the floor. It's my hands are hot. So, yeah, I thought it'd be nice to have some pie. Well, there's only one place to get pie.
Well, that we know of.
There's only one place that I'd be willing to get pie because of it being really, and it's Hartville.
Yeah, we'll have to find a place around here.
Well, I don't know.
We have Warren Bakery. They've been open for 100 years. They have good cookies. But hell, I can make cookies.
Yeah, Heidi makes fine cookies. So, but yeah. Anyways, the other thing we're gonna do over there is they have a really good Hartville kitchen. We did a video on it. Bud was with us back then. We did a video on that. And they have Hartville kitchen. I'll tell you how big of a deal it is there, and it's worth it. They have tour buses that come from Cleveland and stuff and just deliver groups there. So if you ever get a chance to do the Hartville flea market on a busy day, not the little one inside so much, but on like a big event like a Labor Day, or what's another big one? Not 4th of July, but and not Labor Day either. What's the big one? Memorial Day. Nope, it's not Memorial Day either.
It's hard to say because
they don't do anything on Sunday.
Right, and some of the holidays they don't do anything.
Yeah. So anyways,
but you'd have to go to HartvilleFleaMarket.com.
Yeah.
And
there's 3 things you could do there. The Hartville Flea Market, which is huge. Yeah. And they even got an indoor market that's open all the time, but the flea market's even more fun because you could do inside and outside. Then you also have Hartville Hardware, which is a True Value store. It's just huge. It's just big. They have a house inside, so you could go inside and see all the stuff that they have for sale. But nonetheless, that's really just a hardware store, but it's still fun to walk through and look at stuff because they got a lot of nice, like lawn furniture and wind chimes and stuff like that, cooking gear, outdoor cooking gear. And then you have Hartville Kitchen. Now you can go into the dining in Hartville Kitchen. There's Hartville chocolates in there. There's a gift shop. You could go in and actually sit and dine, which is, if you got the time, it's very good. It's reasonable too. It's not crazy expensive. And then what we're going to do is there's a Hartville Takeout, which is on the side, and you could go in and you can order meals for takeout. You could go to the coolers that they have and get soups and chilies and all, macaroni salad, all that stuff that they make. And of course you can get your pies also. So that's what we're going to do. But we got to hurry. So we'll pick this up later, maybe. If not another day. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty crappy, and we're pressed for time today. So we just want to get Heidi on the camera so she could say hi. So here we are. This is the kitchen, and there's the carryout. So we're going to go get ourselves some food and bring it back home with us. It's getting colder. Definitely getting colder. Last night the low was 28. And you can see the frost that's left over on the truck. Because all this was ice. I need to start the truck. I can't just leave it sitting here. It's got a new battery in it. And, well, now it's been a few months. Considering the batteries, how long they last if you take care of them. Maybe I'll put a solar charger in here. I'm using my phone today, and there we go. I won't run the heater in here because the furnace takes a little bit of battery power. So I think we got rain, a decent amount of rain that's in the forecast coming up on Friday. Today currently is Tuesday. And we've got the leaves pretty well wrangled. But oh, everybody, close your ears. More than that, just mute your TV for a second. So turn on garage light. So I need to do a little bit.
I found a routine that plays ESPN radio in the morning to start your day. Do you want to try it?
No.
No problem.
I don't like sports that all. I don't like sports that much. So the reason I'm out here is I have to do some organizing today. Nothing exciting. have a gentleman coming, I think, to get this battery today. I think that's what Heidi had said. I didn't know. You can see here it's warmed up considerably in here. As it's 43, I know it was 38 earlier this morning. But we are definitely moving into winter. Still no SNOW in the forecast. We don't want to necessarily say the S word any more than we have to. This is the first year in 20 plus years of living north, let's just say that. That I can't count the last 3 years since we weren't up north, but this is the first year in the last 20 years plus, like 21 years, that we are not prepared for any S-fall. Let's just say that. And what I mean is, for the last 20 plus years, I've had a plow tractor, a little tractor. You guys probably seen that in videos in the past. I'm sure for your new viewers that have come on in the last 3 years, as I'm talking here, I probably have a little clip of it moving around. That was a tractor that was delivered to the property that we lived at in 1975. If you guys, again, relatively new to the channel, Heidi's grandparents, her grandfather had passed away sadly, after many years. He was elderly. I got to meet him. He was a great guy. And then her grandmother lived in the home for, I think it was about 5 years or 6 years by herself. And then she had to go into assisted living. And at that point, the house sat empty for a couple of years. And then we purchased through the estate her grandparents' home. And then we lived there for 20 years. Well, there was a lot of stuff that was left behind, obviously, that her Heidi's siblings didn't want, nor did Heidi's parents. And plus, some of it kind of went with the property. And one of those things was the plow tractor, the mower. I mowed with it almost every year. I plowed with it every year up until a certain point, and then I got a different riding mower. But still, the plow was on it, and we plowed snow with it every year. So, anyways, coming into this winter, I don't know what's going to happen. If we get 10 inches of snow, I guess we'll go buy a snowblower and do that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But in the meantime, there's still some stuff that I have to do, and I feel really strange about this because I've never had my lawn equipment in my garage for the winter. Like the push mower, I know we're not going to push mow anymore. We don't need to bag any leaves through the push mower or anything like that. I just know that I don't need the push mower anymore, and there it sets up against the wall. I think the mopeds are going to go bye-bye. I'm just not geared to work on these things anymore. Before, I'll be honest with you, both of these mopeds, especially this one since it's so complete, would be a dream for me. I'd be able to throw this stuff together in no time. This one I could have running in probably an hour and a half's time, to where you can start, ride it, and do everything you should be able to. I'd be hard pressed to get that at all because there's some parts that I just don't have anymore. And then this one here, in the past, I would have done this one upright. I would have made a project out of this, made it sort of a bobber bike, and anyways, this is for somebody else. There's no doubt about it. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is we're gonna have to just sell this just to get them out of here. I got a lot of work to do. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a review on this one because I don't think I can get the ride in. And plus, it's a little chilly out. It's not going to get very warm today. So I think we're going to have to sneak all this in on Thursday. But, all right, I think I've talked long enough. The truck's out there getting warm from what I can tell. And, oh, yeah, darn it. I got to get battery tenders. One for the generator and one for the zero turn. I forgot about that. Well, let me get that going too. Well, this was the day that we prepared for, and it was a good decision on our part. Thanks to Heidi, made it a little bit easier. But you see all the rain? I should have went out the other door because I think we have an umbrella. I don't think there's any umbrella in here. There's a leak in here though. Check that out. Ooh, there's 2 leaks. Ooh, there's 3 leaks. Wah, wah, wah. How am I going to catch 3 leaks? I have to get another bucket. This is a 2-bucket leak. All right, let's get wet. So it's 55 degrees. This is the front that's coming through to change everything, basically, and make it a little bit worse. I have plenty of buckets. You can see I got a couple of bikes here. Say the A word. Everybody close your ears. I'm going to say the A word. You know what A word I'm saying? Turn on garage light. All right, let me run up and put this bucket in the garage real quick. I'm sorry, in the... What's that thing called? The porch. That's what it's called. I'll set you guys here so I don't get you wet. Again. Wet again. All right, let me put this up there. Yeehaw! The whole idea was we were going to get all these leaves cleaned up for just this. We knew there was going to be some rain coming. And good deal that we got it perfect in time. Our gutters are performing outstanding, except for the one on the front. Unfortunately, that one, the flashing, let me rephrase that. The shingles on the front must not protrude far enough over the gutter for it to drip in the gutter. So it runs down the, I guess that'd be a fascia that's behind the gutter where it's mounted. And then it comes out underneath where the fascia and the soffit meet. So we gotta, I know what needs to be done. All I need to do is get a roll of aluminum, lift the shingles and just slide it underneath the shingles to extend the drip rail, or create a drip rail that will drip then into the gutter. And I used to have a roll of aluminum back at our house just for that reason, because we had to do the same thing at the old house where we were. So I did a couple of reviews on these bikes. Normally I don't talk about this stuff except in the review, but I want to tell you that this trike thing was surprising. It's only a 500 watt motor, and it's got some power. Look at, I don't know if you could tell on the floor here, see that line there? That line there? That was from me just holding the bike and doing a burnout. It's a 500 watt motor, but the thing is it's got, it's geared. So you could choose how fast it goes, if it has low end torque or if it has high speed. Well, in this case, they decided to give it pretty good low end torque, and again, for a 500 watt motor, that thing gets up and goes. So hopefully you've already seen the review on this, and take that in consideration. It's folding. Now this other one's really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's got a full-on display of carnival atmosphere, I guess you could say. Whoops, I guess the battery was on. Or did I not turn it on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see it kind of looks like a carnival there. But yeah, it's a nice bike. I can't fault it at all. It's really, really nice. Not bad. But yeah, this one was surprising. I mean, it was just really, really surprising. Even Heidi, when she took it for a ride, she's like, "Ooh, this thing's got some pickup." I said, "Yeah." So today, the only reason I came out here is I'm trying to get. You know what I just thought about? I don't think I can get this one in the basement. That's where we've been keeping these, so they're out of the way. This one here, I should be able to get in the basement. All the handlebars are really tall. It'll take Heidi and I both to get that one down there. She'll just have to hold it at the top of the steps. I'll go down the steps a little ways, and then I'll let her release it into my hands. But this one here, now I think about it, I don't think I can get that down the steps. And it's just the way our basement is. Once you go in the door, you got to immediately make a right-hand turn and go down the steps, and there's a wall there. So, getting back to what I was saying, the reason I'm out here today is kind of give you guys an update, but more importantly, I need to put this bike together. This is one of our favorite bikes, our favorite manufacturers. We've had tons of Ingways. I really don't know how many, to tell you the truth. Let me try to count real quick off the top of my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I've had about 10 of Ingway bikes. We've never duplicated any models except for the M20, which we still have both of those. And then this one here, which is the Engine Pro, the folding Ingway Engine Pro. We love this one. We really like this one, and we had an opportunity to get another one, so we did. So I need to get this out and just put it together. I don't have to do a video on it or a review or anything. I'm just talking about it because that's what I'm out here doing. And then maybe I can address this disaster over here. I think I have an idea, but I think I need another shelf out here. Yeah, it's hard to say. But this is Ohio. It's a little depressing because obviously you can see there is no sun. I'm wearing my baggie, sort of solely a baggie. I don't have my original baggie. It's gone. It just fell apart. And even that one, I had multiples of the exact same one. It was a Centos, which is a rental uniform company in Northeast Ohio. I'm sure it's other places too. But Centos had this special V-neck sports pullover thing. And I got one back in 2000, I believe it was. I was pretty sure I got one in 2000. The company that I worked for supplied them. They used to say Auto Quick. And if you look at some of my old videos, maybe not on this channel, but you'd have to go back to my previous, my other channel, Fox Boss 9, where I do those repairs, or where I did a lot of repair videos. You might see it. It has the word Auto Quick on it. Well, the problem was I once I got it, I loved it. It was perfect. It kept me just warm enough on days like this. It wasn't overly hot on much warmer days, and whenever it started to wear out, I started looking to buy another one. Well, I found one from the company that was in the label, and I ordered the exact same size, and it was expensive. It was like $55, but I could justify it because I wore it so much. I thought, all right, well, I'm going to buy another one, and I did. So then, many years later, that one started to wear out. So I bought another one. At the time, I think that one was like $45. So I had that one, and that one started to wear out. And I went back to order, and they didn't make them anymore. They made a different one. They made a different style, and I didn't care for it. Nothing's worse than finding something that you love and that it works for you and it is perfect, and it just changes, it goes away, it's no longer made, that kind of deal. Guys, that's something I'll put to you. Put down in the comments something just like that you experienced yourself. I mean, I've had pairs of shoes, it's like, man, if I could buy 40 pairs of these shoes to last me the rest of my life, I would. I had cars that were like that, vehicles that were like that. And, people know, especially with cars and vehicles, you know, if you can find like a low mile version of whatever you had in the past, the price is through the roof. And I'll give you an example. My 95 F-150 that I had, extended cab long bed, I would have liked to had a 4-wheel drive, but I had a 2-wheel drive. That truck was, I don't know, had 190 some thousand miles on it. And it was a great truck. And you guys saw that I pulled our RV with it at the beginning of this channel when we first started the channel. And I ended up, trading it up. But that was a great truck. The truck that I had prior to it was a 94 F-150. And it was an extended cab long bed. That one had a 6-cylinder in it. And that had 265,000 miles on it. I sold that one whenever I was trying to relocate to Florida at the time with the job that I had, and ended up that I moved back to Ohio. But the truck was pretty rusty, but it was a great truck. And then, of course, that 97 F-250 that we had, really great truck. So those 3 trucks, if you go back and try to find them, and you find somebody that's got one that's no rust, let's say 40,000 miles on it, you're going to pay $20,000 for that truck. And, back in the day when they were new, they didn't even come close to that. But yeah, so shoes and clothes and TV sets and stereos and barbecue grills, lawn mowers, stuff like that. Put down in the comments stuff that you have bought and you have loved and thought, man, I hope this lasts forever. And if it doesn't, I hope to buy another one in the future. I'd like to hear some of the stuff that you guys have run into. All right, that's enough yammering. That box is going to sit there all day unless I do something about it. There it is, all together. I know it doesn't look like much, or it looks a lot like the other ones that are out there, but this is our favorite e-bike that we've had for quite some time. HEIDI has one just like this, that it's been on all the beaches. It's been with us a long time. If you guys want to go back and check out that review, I have to say that if you are looking for a folding bike because you're RVing, like I said before, just because they fold doesn't mean they're any smaller. They just change shape. You still have the same amount that you have to pack away somewhere. But we could put 2 of these in the pass-through of our 5th wheel. Anyways, this is an Ingwe Engine Pro. Make sure you get the Engine Pro. And if you are interested, go check out our review, and there may be a discount link that's going on that you can use to give you a discount above and beyond. But yeah, this thing, like I said, it's very unassuming. I would like to have had another color. They make like a green one, which would have been really nice. But yeah, it's just a good, powerful e-bike. And HEIDI, she has gotten hers to do 38 miles an hour pedaling it. She's pedaled out. I don't know how to describe that. We call it over pedal or pedaled out of assist or something like that. Basically meaning that all she's doing at that point is just turning her feet on the cranks because it's not applying any energy through the chain, human power energy through the chain into the rear wheel. At that point, the motor's just, it's just taking over. But and they've got pretty good range. They're not bad. The battery's hidden in the tube, but yeah, I'm glad that we've got a pair of them now because, quite honestly, I can't keep up with HEIDI. It does seem like every e-bike that we get, hers takes off a little quicker and hers goes a little bit better top end. Now, granted, a lot of that has to do with her being lighter. She's not as big of a sail as I am when you're, getting the wind generated at those kind of speeds. My body's taking up a lot of wind as I expel it out my mouth. Full of wind. It's full of hot air. But the idea is hopefully that I can kind of stay relatively close with her at this point. And also it's folding. Again, it's a folding bike. So, yeah, anyway. All right, so I came back. You can see I did a burnout in here with it. I don't remember where it is. But I don't know if you could tell where the tread stops. And then I skid whole way. And I'm like, whoa, I better pull the front brake too. Yeah, that's it for today. Like I said, I've got to go edit, so I don't know what it's going to bring in a couple days, but I think snow might be on the order. I said the S word, that's right. And we have to pick up a snow blower. I have nothing, so... Well, we have a shovel, but that's not going to do good for the driveway and the sidewalks and all that stuff. Maybe the steps, but that's about it. Well, it's been a while, let me tell you. And, yeah, I've got a problem here. It's really cold out. But we've got freaking... We cleaned up all our leaves. And these jokers, they work for the landscaping company. Look at this. My truck was cleaned. They blew all these leaves over you can see them in the fence there. So I'm going to have to blow all these leaves off and get them moved around. I've got a rubber seal that has to go on the bottom of the garage door to replace the rubber seal that is not even there. To help with the corners, you know, these wooden garage doors. If you go back and look at my other channel, Fox Boss 9, I did a garage door repair on a window or something. But what happens with these wooden doors, that's why this metal bar I had to replace. But what happens with these wooden doors is they sag. So let's just look at it this way because it's easier than me pointing that thing up. So let's say the door's right here. What happens is because of the wood having to go through, you know, such a large area and it's all, you know, articulating and it folds and everything, they kind of do this in the middle. So, you know what? Let's show you. Let's show you exactly what I mean here. So, although it's not noticeable, you can see it in the corners. That's not the concrete's fault. You know, that's the door's fault. The door is just sagging in the middle. It's a lot of wood to go a great distance across there. So what you're supposed to do is, you know, the best way to do it is put some sort of a block, like a block of wood underneath the center, then put the door down and then take out all those screws I just talked about, and then retighten them or reposition them on the door, and then, you know, tighten them all down, add extra support, extra screws or whatever, and then hopefully it holds. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but that's the way I would do it if I really cared that much about it. Instead, I'm just going to put a seal across the bottom that'll help out. Yeah, I'm falling behind. I got to get these batteries in out of the cold. But let me get these leaves out of here, and maybe I should do the gutters too. I wonder how bad they did it all the way. You know, the pile was real big here because they were blowing it from back there. Yeah, see, a lot of this stuff isn't from us. You can see where they blew today. Look, you can see where the property line stops, right? Yeah, they do a good job. It's just, in this case, I got kind of screwed because of it. Holy cow, Ohio. Ohio happened. Almost Ohio. This isn't this isn't what I expected. I expected a lot more than this. Trying to get a bag here out the door at the same time I'm talking to you guys. So we're in unfamiliar territory because obviously we've never seen snow at this location before, number one, and number two, we haven't seen snow in the last 3 years, or at least you know, dealing with it, actually living in it. And number four, I told Heidi, I said, I don't know how to clear this snow. I said, we get our snow shovel. She goes, well, we don't have a snow shovel. I'm like, you're kidding me. I thought we did. Well, we do, but it's not ours. We got to give that back to our kids, our son-in-law, my daughter. I'm going to say the A word. Everybody close their ears. Turn on garage light. So the bikes are still out here. I know that this thing is wrong. This thing here, it keeps on saying that the temperature is 42 degrees on this thing, and I know that's not what the case is. It can't be. So there's something going on there that's wrong. If you guys don't know those Echo dots, the round ones like that, the latest generation, they have built-in temperature and humidity in them. So, for example, I'm going to say the A word again, guys. Porch Echo temperature.
The porch echo dot temperature is 37.6 degrees.
So it's just what it says. Inside that enclosure that's up against the heated house. Now, we're out here in the garage, and I'll have to say it does feel kind of warm out here. I don't know why. I don't know where the heat would be coming from. There's really no heat to be generated out here, unless it's there's no fumes coming from the drain, so that can't be it. I'm going to say the A word again. Garage echo temperature.
The garage echo dot temperature is 42.3 degrees.
It's always saying 42.3. Doesn't make a difference what it is. It says it's 42.3. So, what did we have to do? We had to go get a snowblower. I mean, not for this snow, but for whatever snow we might run into. The only reason is because, I don't know. I mean, how else was it going to clear this snow? I'm not shoveling all this driveway. I mean, if we get real snow, like we got back at home, and we are in what they call the secondary snow belt up here. So it's even worse than where we used to live, which, what a horrible idea, huh? I'm going to have to get rid of the truck. The thing is it doesn't do anything for us that makes sense. I mean, it's nice to have, but we need to get another truck. We need to get like a real truck. Again, we just grabbed this at the last minute, just kind of, like, oh yeah, hey, let's go get a truck because we need one. Because we had stuff in storage and we got rid of our F-350. And Heidi says, well, let's just rent a U-Haul. And I said, what? We're going to rent a U-Haul to, back and forth to here. And then whenever we're hauling all the wood and, there was so much stuff. The chipper shredder got hauled here. I pulled, I have a trailer, so I pulled the zero turn here. We got, I don't know how many things that we've bought that we've gone to the store, the grill, just little stuff like this. We went and got this at the Home Depot last night. Yeah, lots of reasons to have a truck, and we still need a truck, but not as much as we needed it then. So, all right, it's cold. I have to do a review on a jacket so I can get warm. That's what that is there. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to get out my leaf blower. I'm going to see if I could blow some of the snow away. See how that works. While you guys are on the camera, you guys probably want to see that, huh? I don't know if it'll work. Yeah. Check that out. It works. It's one way to clear the driveway. I guess this is considered a snowblower too, right? Kind of funny. Okay, let me do that, I guess. Get a lot of this stuff cleaned off, especially the front porch and that. So I get to share you guys out in the garage here. We haven't done this in a while. I used to do these kind of reviews. I just got done doing a review. You can see my setup here. Real professional, right? I used to do these kind of videos all the time for my other channel, and I thought that I would do this for you guys, just something a little bit different. You know what I just, because you pick up little stuff. You just pick up little stuff, and I want to share what's happening. Again, being really cold out, I just did a review on this jacket, and I'm trying to, the heat is different in this. I expected it to be really, really hot, but it's just not quite what I thought.
I got the garage door closed because it was snowing in, and I don't have a trash can out here. I just realized that we don't have a trash can. I've got to send a message to Heidi to let her know we need to bring some salt home. We have a couple broadcast spreaders here. This is something that was nice. I'll get this out of the camera view real quick so you guys can see it. They left this behind. This is something that was, that whole hoard thing that we had going on. They left this behind, and they left this behind. Alright. Nice. And then they left even a bigger one behind. So we've got 3 spreaders here, broadcasters, whatever you want to call them. I'm trying to get them back basically where it was. I've got to get these pipes down in the basement. But I had my leather jacket on earlier. This is, it just brings back memories. This is one of the things that we did keep whenever we hit the road. I didn't have it. You know what? I think I had it in the RV the whole time. I think I had it folded up in a garment bag or something. But this was Heidi's gift to me. I had lost my leather jacket. The reason I had lost it is I left it on the back of my Mustang. And my Mustang, I would have a tendency to takes and throw stuff up on the rear spoiler. It was on that 78 Mustang Cobra. This is going back obviously quite a few years, but I had a jacket, a nice leather jacket that I got for $2 at an auction, and I was really happy with it. It was high quality. If you guys from Northeast Ohio, it's Berman's leather, and it was just a very, very nice leather jacket. Nonetheless, I threw it on the back of my Mustang, and we were working on the car, and that's why I took it off, because I did do some work on it. And then I took off, and my brother and I, we went flying up the street. And when I say flying up the street, back then, I mean, I was doing over 100. And I turned around in the church parking lot, and I came back to our house, and I started working on stuff. And I are putting the air cleaner back on the carburetor, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna put my jacket back on. It's a little chilly. And, that's when I'm like, oh crap. So I started going, we drove down the road looking for it. It was gone. All right. Big long story. Again, that's what you guys are tuning in for, right? Not. Let me get this thing out of the way. This cord's hanging down. So we, I wanted another leather jacket. I wanted a jacket. And I bought Heidi, when we first started dating, I bought her a full-length leather duster. It went all the way down to her ankles. It was really nice. It looked really good on her. And back in the day, obviously, that was kind of a thing, sort of. When Heidi and I first, I don't remember if we were, I think we had got, we got married. Maybe we were still dating. I don't know. It was real close. We dated for a year. Well, first of all, we knew each other as an acquaintance for about a year. Heidi had actually went out with my brother, and they went out a couple times. I don't know, people either click or they don't. And I knew of her based on that. We had seen her cruising around, we'd be up street racing, and then we'd all park and BS with each other, and she was always kind of there, and we talked to her a couple of times. Well, then he went out with her a few times, and then I don't know, during the winter we wouldn't go cruising, so we wouldn't see her. We didn't see all of our friends from the cruise trip at that time. Then we went the following year street racing, and I ran into her and talked with her a couple of times. Now, to be honest, just so you guys know the story context, I would usually either be street racing myself or with my brother, and there was times, and in this case, I that I lost my license racing. So I would be a passenger. Now, I never drank and drove. I was getting enough tickets just driving without putting alcohol in the mix. So I just never did it. It's not my thing. So when I was a passenger, though, I'd be drinking. Bartles and James Black Cherry, 5% volume, alcohol by volume, and I would go through a couple 4-packs. And I didn't have this body size, so you can imagine I'd get buzzed up pretty good. And as a passenger, I remember hey, what's happening? We'd sit and talk. I think I hopped in her car one time and we BS'd a little bit. She had, one of her friends with her. But anyways, at some point in time, and I've told this story in the past, I had one of my friends, I asked her if I could ride with her, and then I told my friend, I said, hey, listen, make a couple more passes, and I said, and then just ditch me up here. I said, I'm going to, I'm going to see if I can get her to give me a ride home. Just because I'm manipulative, I guess. I was playing a part there. So I did one of those, I wonder where my friend is. I don't know how I'm going to get home. So Heidi and I dated for a year. Then we lived together. I had my own place, and she kind of lived with me for a year. And then we got married. So during that part of us living together, sort of on and off, you got to remember, Heidi was she was young. I mean, when we first started dating, she was young. So she was 19. She had just turned 19 in November. I'm sorry. She had just turned 19 in October, and we were up street racing in April, May. Sorry, in May, and I was 24 then, I think. Yeah. So, anyways, getting back to all this big long story. Heidi bought me this leather jacket. So this is from 1990, 91 at the latest, but I'm pretty sure it's 1990. Yeah, 91, probably 91. And I've had it ever since, and I love it. So thank you, Heidi. Getting back to what I'm doing, I've got to take this snowblower out of the packaging and put this together because the snow's continuing to fall. But I do need to send Heidi a message and let her know that we need salt.
So we definitely need to get some gravel or something going on here because it gets really... Thank you. So glad you told me that. I can see that. But you can see the amount of mud that gets generated real easy. What I want to talk about is this is the reason that I did all that work on the drain. Because you can see Heidi's been pulling in here, and whether it's raining or it's been snow and it's melted, it's going down the drain. The drain's working exactly the way that it should. So that's why I did all that. All right, I need to go back in and finish editing video, and yeah, maybe I'll put this on here. This will be the last little bit. I think I'm going to close this out, and let's go to an old clip of Heidi. I shouldn't say old clip, but a clip in a previous part of this video capture where we didn't know if we was going to close out the video or not. We'll have her close it out, though.
As always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.
Bye. We're going to get this up for you guys.